Can they hear us if we are just talking like this?
Yeah, they can hear you. So you can grab it when it'll be a while till I go to you. But
And we're live.
we got the countdown.
Yes, you're live. You're on the air.
Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, look, Christine, she's at the 7428 studio. Me, I'm in the Hilton Oceanfront Cocoa Beach. So everybody's wandering in and out. It's a good time. You know what? There's rockets going off here. I Dream of Jeannie was filmed here. There's a hurricane bearing down on us. And the AAU Junior Olympic Games are here. You know who else is here? Ashley Pater and Jordan Boulware. What? You don't know who they are? You will, because they're the #1 team in the country in their age division. That's them. Get to know them. You're going to see a lot of them in the future. But right now, we should start the show. I'm a Venice, California-born, Los Angeles-based sports fan. One that has played, coached, announced, and promoted sports my whole life. My love affair with sports started in my own backyard and has led me to this podcast. Thanks to the support of the Amateur Athletic Union in East Bay, I'm excited to bring you Sports Stories with Denny Lennon.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon aims to bring its subscribers interesting, unique, and uplifting stories. You can find us at sportstoriespodcast.com. We drop audio and video podcasts every Thursday and go live on YouTube Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Many guests have shared their stories with host Denny Lennon, such as Super Bowl and BCS champions Brendan Ion Badejo, Peter Boulware, and Trevor Lawrence, 3-time Olympic gold medalist Karch Karai, Kentucky Derby winner Doug O'Neill, NCAA champions Toby Bailey and St. John Smith, Hall of Famers Jimmy Lennon Jr., Rudy Tomjanovich, world champions Boom Boom Mancini and Tim Leary, AAU Sullivan Award winners Catherine Plummer, Sabrina Ionescu, and Spencer Lee, not to mention the head honcho, AAU President Dr. Roger Gowdy. We've also had best-selling authors Wesley King and Wayne Coffey, and our sports stories favorite, Norm Bass, the first African-American to play 2 professional sports post-World War II. Become a friend of the show on Patreon, and you can help keep the dream alive. Go to patreon.com/Denny Lennon or go to our website to see all of our social media links. If you have an interesting, unique, or uplifting story to tell, contact us on sportsstoriespodcast.com.
Hey, that's back to me. Do we do our new open? We need to roll in our new open because it's really a lot of fun, right? Or do I? Coming to you live from the West Coast to the Space Coast. Jimbo's at the controls in the 7428 studio, but I'm on location with the AAU Beach Volleyball Junior Olympics in Cocoa Beach, Florida. That's right, I'm in the shadow of Cape Canaveral, next door to Lori Wilson Park in the I Dream of Jeannie historical marker. From the Hilton Oceanfront Cocoa Beach Hotel, it's SSDL live at 5. We are the show of record when it comes to irrelevant television. That's why we celebrate I Dream of Jeannie. You know, they lived right here on Cocoa Beach, but everything was filmed in Los Angeles. That's why I love that stuff. Okay, we got a fun show today and or tonight. So it's 8 o'clock here. We've made some adjustments to our schedule. You know why? We're tightening up the competition tomorrow. We'll talk to our athletes about that because we got a hurricane, just a Category 1 hurricane, just bearing down on us. Well, we know what we're doing. Sure. We're good in earthquakes, us California people. But, oh, there we go. Look at our producer just dropping it right in. I think right in the middle of the red there is where you're supposed to stay away from. We'll figure it out by the time it gets here, I'm sure. Yeah. All right. So that should be some fun. Good pull by you, Christine. All right. We're going to roll right along. I want to, my shout outs. Hey, is my family here? Whenever the family jumps in. I know Wayno's on tonight, so the family's got to be here. That helps the ratings. Who else should I shout out to? How about my St. Mark people? How about my St. Bernard people? The VBCers? And what about my AAUers? As long as you're all here, it's good. Hey, top 5 states didn't get the metrics right before, but I can tell you on California. Florida's coming in strong because we're hosting the games here, and we're always getting down with OH, IO. Yep, Ohio always in there for us. Okay.
I'm in late.
Oh, it's all right. Hey, look, here's one of the things that was really cool on the beach yesterday morning, losing track of days. So, again, want to remind everybody we're on site with the AAU Junior Olympic Games. It's the 54th AAU Junior Olympic Games. And the beach volleyball has been part of these games since 94, since 98, rather, and since 2012, came out west with the West Coast Junior Olympic Games, and now we're back. So it's a multi-sport competition. But what was cool about this one, as we woke up to operate the other morning, I think that was yesterday morning, we walked the beach, watched the sunrise, and not long after that, a rocket takes off from Cape Canaveral going to Mars. It was fun. How about we roll the tape on that one? All right, that's one of those Atlas rockets, and it's on its way to Mars. That's powerful. That is powerful. On its way to Mars, right? Down the beach over there. It's on its way to Mars up there. Now over there. We got to go run the Junior Olympics of beach volleyball. It's a way to start the day. Yep, that was a way to start the day. You know, when you want to get information on high-level rocket technology, you go to the vice president of the Amateur Athletic Union, Rusty Buchanan, because he lives here. So he's got to know a lot about rocket technology.
We are the home to Kennedy Space Center, just up the road. And for any viewers, I hope Denny will get some of that footage of the launch up today. What happened today is a pretty historic mission. There's several launch companies doing launches from the Space Coast now. Obviously, everyone's heard of SpaceX. There'll actually be a SpaceX launch in the middle of the night. I believe it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. There'll be another SpaceX launch from right up the road there. But what went off today was pretty historic because it was an Atlas launch, and the rocket that we saw today was actually propelling a Mars rover to the red planet. So it left here just an hour or so ago. And in February, things go well, it will touch down on the surface of Mars and actually do some scientific experience to look for examples of past life on the red planet. I know that we were listening to some newscast last night about the launch, and they said there is no doubt in the NASA scientists that the red planet of Mars was at once capable of supporting life. The question is, was there life now? And I guess the mission for this rover that we saw leave the planet Earth today will be to search for that and send it back to us sometime in early 2021.
Right? You thought I was kidding when I go, let's go to the first vice president for some real information? He knows. He lives here. All right, and he's also instrumental in bringing the Junior Olympic Games here along with all of the AAU, and we've been doing it according to all standards that we needed to adhere to, and it's been great to see our athletes play, in particular my guests today, Ashley Pater and Jordan Boulware. Welcome to the show. You can pick up the mic and say hello to the people.
Hi, I'm Ashley Pater. I'm Jordan Boulware.
Excellent. Go ahead and let us know where you're from.
I'm from Bradenton, Florida. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay, so it's about, what, like 4 hours for you to get here?
Yeah.
About something like that?
Yeah, like 2.5 for me and then 4 hours for her.
Now, something I think that's interesting for our fans to know is that if the format allows, and the days don't overlap, it is possible for a team to be able to play in 2 different age divisions. And although both of you are also going to be starting tomorrow to try to win the gold medal of the Junior Olympic Games in the 15 division, which you're more or less the number one ranked team in the country at that division. You played in the 18s division the other day, finishing with the bronze medal.
Yes.
And that was a crazy good game that you had going right into that, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. People we played, the Ferrari twins, they're amazing, and they played so good that game. So it was fun to play them.
Yeah, Jordan, there was a couple of good plays, and I think we're going to have one here that was a particularly long rally, but I watched them, and they won the gold. And the Ferrari twins, they are very difficult to put a ball down against.
Yeah, they're pretty scrappy, and yeah, they're small too, which like people might like underestimate them because they're like 5'4", but they're very good. They're
they don't let
scrappy. They don't let anything drop.
They don't let anything drop, and they're very quick on
They're
it.
quick.
What do you learn? What do you learn being able to play in the 18s? What do you find the difference between being in the 18s versus either the 14s or 15s where you can also play?
I'd probably say like blocking, like our division 15U, like you can pull off the net almost every time and maybe be able to get the ball mostly every time. But 18U, you have to have a blocker up almost every time. And like they won't let anything drop. Like it's just a lot more intense and stuff. And they're better because, they're older. But yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, Ashley, a lot of people have, they know indoor volleyball, beach volleyball, and they tend to think of it's indoor players that also play beach, but that's the story for your generation. Most of you play primarily beach. Talk a little bit about how often you train for the beach game and what's that's like.
Yeah, so Jordan and I are just beach players. We don't train together, but we both train about 3 to 4 times a week beach volleyball wise, and then 3 to 4 times a week in the gym as well, just to get ready for tournaments.
So as I mentioned, there was you guys were in the 18s 2 days ago, right? And then finished up there. So let's take a look. I think we got a couple of highlights, and we also might have medal ceremony from today's 14s, so that our viewers out there can kind of see what it's like on the beach, on Cocoa Beach. There you go. That's the 14 medal ceremony from today. But we might also have a couple of highlights of you guys playing. Let's see what it looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cocoa Beach, Florida, for the medal presentation in the Team Girls competition of the 54th AAU Junior Olympic Games. Congratulations to 2020 AAU Junior Olympic Games champions.
Shake the chains from my soul. Change my direction to heal my reflection. Stepping out into the cold. These are the things I would do to help me break through. Oh, these are the things I would do if I were you.
AU's was our second win, so that was really cool to go back to back, and then for us to win 2 more after that. It was really special, and I'll remember that forever for sure.
Tell me a little bit about, Jordan, tell me a little bit about, you're left-handed?
Yes, I'm left.
And your partner's right-handed.
Yes.
And why is that an advantage in beach volleyball?
It's an advantage because I can play the right side, and I feel like it's hard. I mean, there's not a lot of lefties, so that's a plus. But
Sure.
Being on the right side and being a lefty, it's a lot easier to like make the shots and stuff, and it's harder for them to see like your opponent to see like what you're doing and stuff, and you can just be better.
Yeah. And those of us that watch multiple sports, being left-handed comes in handy in baseball, comes in handy in a lot of sports because just like you say, the visuals are a little bit different. There's I got to ask you the question I'm sure a lot of people ask you about your father, who was our episode 2 guest, right? He was episode 2. So we got about 50 video podcasts under our belt now, but he was episode number 2, and that's Peter Boulware, and he was a Super Bowl champion. And I'm sure people ask you about it and stuff, but is there something that you take from what it took for him to rise to that kind of level of athletics that you just kind of say to yourself, okay, I get this?
Yeah, he kind of like set a really high standard for me because he was so good. But like, I mean, he's always like teaching me something like what to do. And yeah, it's good having him. I'm so lucky to have him to just tell me a lot about sports and stuff and just give me those tips.
He doesn't have a lot of time to spend with you because he's got 5 kids, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and it's really busy and loud a lot, but yeah.
And then your mom played collegiate volleyball.
Yes, she did. She played at FSU, so yeah.
Yep. Ashley, tell me a little bit about your family. I just met your sister, who I think I've seen before.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you guys keep busy as well.
Yes, yeah. She's committed to Tampa for beach volleyball, so she's a year older than me. And then that's my only sister, and then my mom and dad.
What's a typical week look like for you? And I know it's a lot different now when you're not able to, be in attendance at school, or especially from the spring moving forward. But how much do you train for beach volleyball, and what's the training like?
I'm very fortunate to have a court in my backyard. So
nice.
Yeah. So training hasn't really changed that much. I still have coaches come over and practice with me, and then I have girls that come and scrimmage as well. So nothing has changed that much, and we have a gym at our house. So when the gyms were closed, I was still able to work out and stuff.
Well, that's interesting because one of the reasons you can point to why Southern California players are particularly good, and because both it's ingrained in the culture, but also they step out, many of them, their back door, and they play on great sand, right? So for you to have that in your backyard, it's evens things out.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, tell me, fill me in. Tomorrow there's something that's interesting. So you guys had to have your mind change a little bit. Normally what would happen, it would be you would play 2 rounds of pool play in one day, and then the following day you'd come back and go through the playoffs all the way through and hopefully win the gold medal, right? Yeah. That's you. But tomorrow, because we got a hurricane bearing down on us, we're going to contract that all into one day, which will be just 1 round of pool play followed by the playoffs. How did you change your mind at all, knowing it's a 1-day competition versus a 2-day?
I mean, you should always go into games and stuff with the mindset that like every point counts because like of seeding and everything. But yeah, I think tomorrow, since it's just 1 day, we're gonna have to just go in hard at the beginning and just
just get after them.
Just get after it, from the start.
So you gotta answer a couple questions. Are you ready? What's the state capital of Florida?
Tallahassee.
Oh, you nailed it. Okay, your turn.
Awesome.
True or false? The genie on I Dream of Jeannie was 2,000 years old.
True.
Okay, you guys passed the test. Way to go.
Yeah.
That was excellent. You did really well. Hey, well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Of course. And we got a 7 a.m. start tomorrow.
Yes.
That's particularly early in order that we can get this going. So we're going to let you take off, or you could stick around and watch a bunch of old guys talk about their basketball shot in my backyard. That could be fun for you too. All right. Hey, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. There they are. I'll tell you what. They are no joke. They can play, and it'll be fun tomorrow again to watch them play. It was awesome to watch them play in the 18s. I think we can keep moving right along. Did we already do last year's Nationals video? We did that. Brilliant. Look at us. Okay. Wrap up discussion with, did that. All right. Intro to the 7428. So here's the thing. We've done about 50 video podcasts overall. 12 were done at the 7428 studio. Let's just say that's my home address on the street. And out back, there's a hoop. And so what we would do, we'd ask our guests to go out there and shoot a basketball shot. Now, if they missed it, they had to finish it, right? Whether they want to finish with a layup or continue along. So that was key. But if they made it, then they walk. Once they make it, they walk in to the studio / garage and do the interview. On the backside of all of that, we took the 12 guests, ranked them 1 through 12, and have had a single elimination tournament to get to a champion, comparing each of the shots against one another. Now that said, the guest paired with a charity. And whoever wins this competition will win $1,000 from East Bay for their charity. And so it's a good program. We love it all the way through, especially that these charities get an opportunity to share their message. All right. So these will be the shots that you see coming up. And we're going to get a chance to meet 2 of our semifinals. Now, our other 2 semifinalists right now locked in a battle on Twitter. That's where you vote. Okay. You vote on Twitter at Sports Stories DL. Right now, Laker broadcaster Chris Geeter McGee is locked in a fierce battle with his semifinal opponent, Mike Boehle, MB, who is a 2-time VBC champion and a 6-time section champion coach, 2-time national champion high school volleyball coach. So it is a Laker broadcaster versus a volleyball legend going at it in the other semis right now. We have one other semi and 2 guests, and we're going to get to meet them tonight. So with that long explanation, let's take a look at our promo video for the East Bay shootout. Okay. All right. We did a quick switch up on our audio there. And 1, I want to speak to just how dramatic that was. Love that. And 2, I want to ask my producer if she can still hear me. Christine, can you still hear me? Not hearing anything back, but I'm going to guess that we're all go.
Yes, I can hear you. We are a go.
Thank you. Want to make
You're
sure
welcome.
Seamless transition outside of me articulating it out loud. Okay. I think next we get to meet one of our semifinalists. He is the athletic director and I do not overstate this, it's the most successful high school sports program in the country. Sierra Canyon out of Chatsworth, California is each and every year is battling for one of the top spots in the country in basketball. They have won the state bowl in football, and that's just getting started. I mean, they have won multiple section championships, 14 if I'm not mistaken, over these past few years, and they're always in the battle for state championship. And he's built a dynasty out of Highland Park High School in Texas. Let's welcome Rock Pillsbury to the show. Hi, Rock.
Also, check in, Denny, really quick. We also have Dana Pump from the Harold and Carol Pump Foundation.
Yes. Oh, good.
Which is Rock's charity.
Yep, Rock's charity. Dana Pump from the Harold and Dana Pump Foundation will also be coming on. But maybe, Christine, we show the shot first so we know what we're looking at.
Sounds like a plan.
Excellent.
Here we go. See if I got it.
You can put it back with the layup if you want.
Bam.
Last one will, then you can.
All right. Clean it up.
Oh, I got skates on making. Okay, all right.
You can go all the way in for left if you want.
Bam! A little flatter works.
Bam.
Hook 'em horns.
you know, he's hung in there until he knocked down that shot. All right, so I think we got Dana Pump in, and hopefully we also have Rock Pillsbury in, because of course Christine is in the home studio. I'm in Cocoa Beach, and we go out to the Chatsworth area, I think is fair to say. Hi, Dana. Hi, Rock.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
Hey, Denny, how you doing?
Pretty good, Rock. I'll start with you, Rock. The first thing I will say is you were the number 11 seed in this field, and you recently said, you know, you just don't see the Sierra Canyon team 11 and not expect for them to step it up.
No, I've still got a grudge against where I was put. So,
Well,
you know, you don't normally you were up. We're usually 1 or 2, not that 11 stuff. So I'm bitter about that.
Well, these things happen, Rock. You know, we just took the metrics and we did what we could. But you know what I liked is there are some that would go straight to the backboard and just put in an easy 2-footer, but you're going to stay there until you knock that down.
No, I saw some other people in awfully close. I stayed out there where the guards are.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Rock, I was going to tell you before I jump over to Dana, because I want him to tell us a little bit about his foundation. But Rock, we had a girl that made the championship game today in the 14 girls division. She's a Highland Park high school girl. And I said, hey, my guy, Rock Pillsbury. And she said, wait, well, who?
Yes, no, I've been gone way too long.
No, but it was nice. I saw Highland Park there, this team from Texas. And I'll tell you what, Texas versus Southern California has become the rivalry in beach volleyball now. Those Texas kids, they get after it.
Absolutely. That's you saw in the video. I gave a hook 'em horns.
Yeah, she did. I saw it. Hey, Dana, welcome and thank you for coming on the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the charity that's got stuck with Rock?
It's a great honor. So Rock's been a dear friend. My father died of cancer. My twin brother and I, it's our 20th year. We've given Northridge Hospital over $11 million. We have 3 wings named after our parents, Carol Pump Women's Center, Harold and Carol Pump Oncology, and the Pump Family Infusion Center. So it's amazing that Rock chose our charity, which is right in the community where Sierra Canyon is, the hospital. And it'd be unbelievable to give some underprivileged kids that $1,000. And it's just giving awareness, and appreciate Rock thinking about us.
Have you, Dana, I take it you've scouted the competition. Have you been following any of the other shots besides Rock?
Absolutely. Rock's a former basketball coach. His eyes were to the target. I love it. Down the stretch, I'm with Rock all the way.
All right, so we got Rock's going up against Wayne Boehle. Now, Wayne Boehle, I'll just let you know, Rock, he was an all-conference guard for what was then Loyola University, now Loyola Marymount in the 60s. And then he was also an All-American volleyball player. So he's got a long history of being strong in athletics. And he, like you, hung in there and knocked down that shot. So you both have similar shots. This should be interesting this round. But you've been dominant. You've been pulling the most votes. And when I thought about it, I said to myself, this is either Rock's wife or it's his charity that are figuring this out, because Rock, I don't know that you're savvy enough to pull all these votes off the internet.
Really, I'm a little shocked by that. Well, to be honest, you're right on half of it. My wife has been kind of connecting all of our Texas friends, and then I have Sierra Canyon. But what you don't know is I've been saving the pumps. I didn't want to bring them in on the first round or the second round. But they're ready to go, and they know everybody.
Rock, while I got you there, I didn't have my stats in front of me, and maybe you do, but it's astounding what you've done at Sierra Canyon. How many section titles have you won in the toughest section, one of the toughest sections in the country, and how many state titles with your Trailblazers?
Well, I appreciate you talking about that, but you know, I think we won 15 or 16 sectionals and 5 or 6 states, but that's not what it's about. You know what, and you know this from being an athletic director yourself. It's about, you know, making the kids have great experiences and the families loving their time at Sierra Canyon, and that's what it's really all about. We have teams that don't win and they have great experiences, and it's not all about winning. But in this case, in your tournament, it is all about winning.
Yes.
Thank you, Rock.
Thank you, Rock. Thank you for putting the emphasis where it belongs, over in my tournament. And that was in my backyard basketball shot. Dana, I would imagine that the Sierra Canyon brings a lot of pride to the local community. with not only the success they have, but the kind of students they turn out?
You know, you're kind of undersold what Rock and Kendall have built at Sierra Canyon with Jim Scrumus. It's probably one of the most amazing things, from building a school from scratch, no gym, to like pro first rounders, all sports, and great families. There's no bigger buzz. It's like Duke and Stanford. I mean, and kids going to big universities. It's amazing what they have built up there.
So Rock, he's won somewhat easily in these rounds to get in here. He had to fight out of the opening round to get to this point. But I will say this, Rock, Wayne Boehle has won by the widest average margin, and he's put up 90%. Are you concerned at all in this semifinal that's going to start in a couple days here?
As you know, any competitor has always got to respect his opponent. So I'm not going to disrespect him at all. But we're bringing it now, and it'll be fun. But I want to also make obviously I chose the Harold and Carol Pump Foundation because Dana and his brother David have been great friends to me. I'm a Texan that's now been living in California for 13 years, but they were fantastic, just like you were in our league. Welcoming me and me you, but they're great people and great charity.
Brock, I often tell the story. I told it on the video podcast you're on, but I didn't even know if my desk phone worked when I got to my position at the school, and the first call that came in, I said, "Oh, it must work." And it was you welcoming to the league and offering any help you could, and that was always appreciated. And you could just feel that spirit that's coming from the success that you had at your school. And it played yourself right into the semifinals of this. So best of luck. And Dana, thank you for coming on and talking a little bit about the charity. We'll make sure to share your link on our website so that anybody can learn a little bit more about it. And best of luck moving forward.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Rock.
You bet.
All right. Okay. Hey, I think one of the great things about this competition is getting the opportunity to put a spotlight on some of these charities. One of the charities that we're not going to get a chance to meet, we already did meet, and that was Janine Holmes and My Stuffed Bags, who not only is supporting Mike Boehle in that semifinal that's going on right now, but she's also supporting Wayne Boehle. So that's a pretty successful run for Janine, but I'm letting her focus on that showdown in that other semifinal, which is going on right now on Twitter at Sports Stories DL. That's where she's focused right now. So we're only going to have on Wayne Boehle, the competitor, and he's coming up next. But as we move forward towards him, why don't we take a look at Wayne Boehle's shot, who has made his way to the semifinals of the East Bay. No pressure.
No pressure.
Marley's on it. Bam. That's it, baby. That's it. He's the legend. As I said, 1960s all-conference basketball player from Loyola University, All-American volleyball player, went on to a successful career as an attorney, eventually defending Loyola Marymount in some big cases, including the Hank Gathers case. He's a revered alum at the school, and he rallied 2 rounds as an underdog to get to the semifinals. He's Wayne Boehle. Welcome once again to the show, Wayne.
Hey, Denny, thanks. Glad to be here.
Wayne, we've of course known each other for a while, and I think you can testify that sometimes I can make a big deal out of some backyard activity.
No question about it. You had that fantastic, largest backyard volleyball tournament that started, and I was fortunate enough to play in it a number of years, even as an old guy, and it was fun to compete with those young kids.
Well, you're too shy to say this, Wayne, but you're actually a Venice backyard champion in the backyard on 932, the revered backyard volleyball capital of the world. Does that kind of championship weigh in your favor in this kind of backyard competition?
That's right, and my wife was the queen of that backyard championship, so it goes back a long way. It's I wish it could have continued, because it would have been, I think by this point in time, it would have been a favorite event of ESPN's.
Wayne, let's talk a little bit about the shot that you took in the backyard. Now you can see what Rock did. He knocked it down on his third try, and you knocked yours down on your third try. But they were different times a day. Rock shot at about 2:30 in the afternoon. You shot at about 10 in the morning. So give me your breakdown on the shots.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise to me that I didn't make the first one because I was always a good shooter, especially when no one was guarding me. But I will say this: I paid a lot of attention to Rock's form, and if we end up in a tie, I'm going to challenge him to a game of horse.
Okay, that's fair enough. This is interesting. Wayne, there's a couple of let's just say you do move on. There's a couple of interesting things to look at. I don't want to get your head in a bad space here, but there's a couple of interesting things. You could either match up against Chris Geeter McGee, the Laker broadcaster, who, as a youngster, you were a mentor for in the sport of volleyball, teaching him a lot on some family trips and the lot. Or you could come up against your own son, Mike Boehle, in the finals, and it would be, the charity guaranteeing themselves, the My Stuff Bags would guarantee himself the grand prize. So talk a little bit about what could be a potential matchup in the finals.
Well, I would like nothing better than to match up against my son. It would be great to be in competition with him for such a wonderful cause. And I'm talking about getting some well-needed gifts to My Stuff Bags. And I want to talk a little bit about the charity in a minute, but I figure that if Mike and I are fortunate enough and we can get enough support to get us to the finals, and instead of a vote, I'll challenge him to a game of not horse. I want to be with him for some time, so I want to challenge him to the longest word in the dictionary, which I think is anti-disestablishmentarianism. So
Whoa!
We'll play a game, and we'll be in your backyard for a couple of days.
I love it. Okay, I would take it that you could spell that, because that's going to be an important, caveat to being able to play the game is being able to spell that.
Yeah, got
right.
Easy.
Okay.
But I would like to, if I can, I want to give a shout out to some thanks. First of all, I want to thank you for putting this on and a wonderful job that you're doing in your podcast. It's incredible from the first one to where you are now, and I'm looking for nothing but great things from Denny Lennon Sports Stories. We look forward to these during the week. I also want to thank Carlos, one of your sponsors, at Casablanca for the wonderful meals that he gives to your guests, and they're fantastic, and the margaritas are good too. And then I want to thank East Bay for doing this, making this. Look, every person that was in the competition had great charities that East Bay was kind enough to donate this $1,000 gift certificate to the winner, and they're all well deserving. Tina and I took a trip out to Stuff Bags, dropped off blankets that our grandchildren had made for them, and I've spent some time looking at videos, and this is such a wonderful charity for these kids, these underprivileged kids who are abused, who unfortunately have parents that have had problems either with drugs, alcohol, or even with the police. And so when they open these gifts, it's like a Christmas for these kids. And it's such a wonderful charity that your sister, my wife's cousin, has started. And the cause is just incredible. So I'm hoping all the supporters that have supported me all this time really show up for the semifinals to get one or both of us in the finals, so we have a chance to get these kids some of those wonderful gifts. You should see them when you see their faces. If you go online and look at the video and see their faces when they open these bags of brand new accessories, toiletries, bags, toys, stuffed animals, it just warms the heart. So it's a great charity, and I know Janine's not here to tout it because she is trying to help get Michael into the finals.
Yep.
And by the way, if Chris wins, and I am fortunate enough to win, it's going to be a bittersweet final for both of us, because like you've said, he's like a son to me, and one of the greatest men I've known, and I've always said he was going to be successful in his chosen profession. And look where he is now. He's done a great job, and I wish him luck, but I'm kind of rooting for Mike to win that one.
I got a couple questions for you, and then I need your evaluations. First, you'll see that's the My Stuff Bags logo there. That is my sister's foundation. So I just got to say that out front. We were called out by the Hall of Fame broadcaster Randy Rosenblum as my sister's having bags of cash, and so we just like to say this is all on the up and up, like all other backyard competitions I run. Second is I have scratched out that in my notes that she's my older sister. So I will not refer to her as such anymore. Next, I need to say this. Rock has run through the military, and he took out the Heroes Movement in the first round. They even had help from an ESPN national radio show announcing him. And then he came up against Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr., who had reached out to his worldwide base of fans, and Rock got by both of them. Wayne, what is it that's going to allow you to take down this locomotive that is the Trailblazers as Sierra Canyon's athletic director?
Well, I think that the two people that Rock beat, that there could be some resentment for that loss, and she was an 11th seed, and so I'm hoping that they're paying attention, and they're going to vote for the person that is up against Rock, that will hopefully give me the nod to get to the finals.
Did you happen to see, I don't know if you saw much of it, but you're a longtime beach volleyball fan. I was excited to have an up-and-coming young team, Wayne. They're outstanding, that the team of Boulware and Pater. And I got a feeling they're going to take the gold in the 15s tomorrow. But you're somebody who's not only played the sport at a high level, but you've watched a bunch of people and have coached a bunch of people that have. And I would imagine you applaud their decision to play and compete against the best 18-year-olds in the country.
Oh, I think it's such a great thing, and it's a great learning experience. And if I'm not mistaken, they came in third. Didn't they come in third?
Yep, they sure did.
And here they are. They're 3 years younger than these kids, and probably have 3 or 4 inches to get to the level of height that they were competing against. And I'm looking forward to following their careers, because if they're that good now and they stay with it, they're going to be hopefully on our beach Olympic teams, and something to watch and hopefully carry us to the gold medal. And the gold medal, I think the Olympics aren't they coming here in 2020? Is it 32? When are they coming here?
2024, yeah.
2024, they're coming here. Well,
yeah.
No,
2028. I take it back.
Yeah, because that
might be just right for them.
Yep, they should be ready by then, and I look forward to watching them. They look like great kids, smart, and of course their ability to play the game is unbelievable. I mean, at 15 years old, to do the things they're doing is pretty amazing.
Well, I'd like to say this. We had a show on Wednesday night that wasn't as seamless, being on a remote location, and so we got a much better tonight. Had a much better episode. I want to thank Marley Rice and Alex Dragas for setting up here, and of course Christine for manning things there. Just as we're getting good at this, Wayne, we got a hurricane that's bearing down on us, and so hopefully we can run the competition and get back to our side of the country, and then run the national championships next week in Chula Vista.
All right, stay dry and go My Stuff.
Thank you for being on, Wayne. We'll hopefully see you in the finals.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. Whoa, look at us. We actually figured this out. For those of you that watched Wednesday night, you could see much improved. Much improved. That was excellent. Way to go, Christine. Way to go, Dragas.
Thanks, honey.
The quarterback from Ohio. He was here on site today. And way to go, Marley. We figured this one out. Excellent. All came. And now we get to go to the end roll, box cobbler, and we kick it out, Buck. Bam. Look at us figuring things out. Okay. We good, Christine? Did I forget anything?
I think you got it all. Did you want to go box cobbler or end roll first?
I think we go box cobbler first, keep the people entertained, end roll, and then we always kick it out.
Let's do it.
And if you come watch the show, you will really, really know what the story's about when Denny shouts it out. Bum, 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 bum. And if you love it now, you will love it till the end. Sports stories, you'll never break this chain. And if you love it.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is supported by the AAU. Find a local event and join at aausports.org. And remember, you can catch your favorite amateur sports live stream, replays, and highlights at ballertv.com. Sports Stories, along with East Bay, supports the Heroes Movement, a nonprofit that bridges the gap from mental or physical therapy to getting strong again through strength and conditioning workouts. This free service is available for any veteran of the United States Armed Forces. Visit heroesmovementusa.org for more information. Sports Stories, along with thousands of people across the country, also supports the My Stuff Bags Foundation, a nonprofit that provides traumatized children with new belongings and new hope. Learn more at mystuffbags.org. Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is a production of Sports Stories, Inc. and is available on Apple Podcasts and YouTube or wherever you listen and watch. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and give us a review. It really helps spread the word. You can find all our social media links, archives, and other info on our website at sportsstoriespodcast.com. Special thanks to the John R. Wooden Course and Wooden's Wisdom. Original music for Sports Stories is courtesy of Lennon Music Productions. Original images by Sienna Lennon Photography. Sports Stories is produced by Christine Jimbo and Marley Rice. Sports Stories is edited by Bob McCall. Additional staff include Ray Castro, Teresa Dolan, Jake Downey, Carlos Haro, and Buck Magic Lennon. Kick it out, Buck!
Yeah, kick it out! Kick it out! Yeah, buddy! Way to